Adventures of Don Quixote, Chapter 9, The Knight of the Wood. Don Quixote and Sancho were sleeping in the woods when a noise awakened them. Two men had come on horseback. One of them got off and invited the other to stay. There was good grass for the horses, and peace and quiet for thought, he said. Don Quixote looked carefully. One of them was wearing armor. "Sancho, my brother, adventure is before us," he said. The other knight heard voices and asked who was there. Don Quixote answered, and they got together. The two squires took off in another direction. "The life of a squire is indeed hard, isn't it?" the new squire said. "It wouldn't be so bad if we ate regularly," Sancho replied. The other one took food out of his saddlebag, and they shared it. Then they watched the stars for a while and fell asleep. Their masters were neither eating nor sleeping. The other knight, who called himself the Knight of the Wood, said to Don Quixote, "The proudest moment of my life came when I defeated that famous knight Don Quixote de la Mancha. I made him confess that my lady Casildea is more beautiful than his Dulcinea. I don't doubt that you have defeated the bravest knights in all Spain, but not Don Quixote de la Mancha," the selfsame said. "Maybe someone who looked like him, but not him." "Oh, no? I can prove it to you. He's tall, thin, has a pointy nose, a big fallen mustache, and grayish hair," the other knight boasted. "His squire is a farmer by the name of Sancho Panza. His horse is named Rocinante, and the lady of his dreams is Dulcinea del Toboso. It is absolutely false that you have defeated Don Quixote de la Mancha. I am Don Quixote de la Mancha, and you have never defeated me. I'll prove it to you with the strength of my arms." "So will I, as soon as day breaks," his opponent said confidently. Sancho was speechless when he heard the news. A duel! He feared for his master. The other squire suggested they too fight while their masters fought. That was the custom in his homeland, he said. Sancho replied that he was not going to fight. He had been a peaceful man all his life and intended to remain one. In broad daylight, Sancho saw an enormous nose on the other squire. This time it must really be some kind of magic, he thought. Don Quixote, on the other hand, could not see his opponent's face, but he did see his armor. It was completely covered with tiny mirrors. He noticed, too, that the knight was a small man carrying an enormous lance. "The winner of our fight will decide the fate of the loser," the Knight of the Wood said. "Agreed," Don Quixote answered. Sancho climbed a tree to see the battle better, or as Don Quixote accused him later, to have a better view without any danger. They fought. Don Quixote easily defeated the other knight. The fallen man looked dead. His squire, without the horrible nose, came running. So did Sancho, who wanted his master to kill the challenging knight. But then Don Quixote and Sancho saw the very figure of Samson Carrasco, the university graduate. And without the false nose, they discovered Tomé Cecial, Sancho's neighbor. The Knight of the Wood came too. Don Quixote put the sword to his chest. He made his opponent confess that Dulcinea was far superior and more beautiful than his Calcedea. That the two men looked so familiar puzzled him a bit, but he concluded that they were not the men they seemed to be. "Oh, they're just look-alikes sent by the enchanters. My enemies enjoy confusing me," he said. Of course, there was no enchantment involved. Samson had planned the scheme, thinking that he could easily defeat his friend and make him go back home. Unfortunately for Samson, he had been very wrong.